So the other day, I was at the record shop finding some music when suddenly I noticed some sort of weird music that was turning the people into zombies.
Does this case
Luckily for me, I was deaf due to an explosion Sophie pulled off earlier, so I didn't hear any of the music, but then they started swarming me and started ripping at my clothes.
Grumpy,
And.
what lie?
Oh, right. Yeah, Rumpy. Time for the part. I'll tell you later.
Hey, look, I actually remembered to fast forward me screwing up the fucking infinite health cheat.
Yeah, it's gonna take a little bit.
Do 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 do.
There we go. Hooray! Guns.
Also, I love the There's some funny little posters that you can find in the. There's some funny posters that you can end up finding throughout the game, or like posters and different references. There's one in this stage that I actually had to pause and take a look at because it caught me off guard.
I don't think you got your infinite health. There you go.
Also, at some point, I entered an infinite ammo cheat, and it's funny to me because it's not even really infinite ammo. It just maxes out the ammo for every weapon to 999. So every time I get a new weapon, it suddenly has max ammo, despite the fact that that technically wouldn't make a whole lot of sense. So recently, we got an HD remaster. And I say remaster because they really did not change anything. But we got an HD remaster of Luigi's Mansion 2. And I have been playing through it, and it's alright.
Yeah, I played for Dark Moon before. It was fun.
I mean, the biggest problem with the remaster, and Moonsy brought it up on her server, but the biggest problem with that remaster is the fact that nothing was changed.
Really?
It literally is just the 3DS game, but now on a new system.
Ah.
The visuals look nicer. I will at least give the game that. The visuals do look nicer, but that's all they really changed. That and the controls, technically. Ooh, Alien Peep Show. Hey, wait a second. You're not an alien. Unless you're an alien.
I want my
robot.
money back.
My money that I didn't spend on this Peep Show. Also, I run into a funny glitch here. So, I'm sure by now everyone knows that I've been using the infinite health cheat in this game. And there are, to be fair, there are situations where I don't.
Hello?
What could possibly...
Where's your stuff? Oh, there you go.
That was weird. I guess I didn't edit that. That's weird. Anyway, there is a. So I'm sure you noticed the suicide booth. That normally will kill you. Watch what happens when I use it with the infinite health cheat. Yeah. Probably not my smartest move.
At least you're invisible now.
It doesn't mean anything. Because all of the enemies are still able to attack me. It actually makes it harder because now I can't see where Fry is. I mean, it's funny. I have to at least give this glitch credit. It's funny, but it's annoying because now I can't because I can't see Fry, it actually makes the platforming harder. So I basically say, all right, fuck it. I'll do the infinite health code. I'll redo the infinite health code to deactivate it, and then I'll get back in the suicide booth. But I wanted to show it. I wanted to show it off. It's like, oh, it's the suicide booth. I gotta show that off because it's Futurama, and then I end up breaking the fucking game because I had cheats activated. There is a death later during Bender section that I always get a kick out of watching. And I don't want to spoil it. I think I sent it to the group chat a while ago. But in case you haven't seen it yet, Rumpy, I don't want to spoil it. But it genuinely made me chuckle. Also, S&M skin and metal massage.
Hot. That's hot.
Yeah, especially the metal.
Nibbler! I'm gonna collect all of them.
Again, nibblers. Nibblers are useless in this game. It's also funny to me that it's literally like they don't change what the nibblers look like. It's all the same nibbler. So there's like this weird implication that basically all of the nibblers. Hey, look, all my circuits, the movie.
Oh, sweet.
You know, once we save the Earth from Mom, we should probably go catch that again.
Yeah, that's a good movie.
I have no choice but to... If you want Calculon to race to the laser gun battle in his hover Ferrari, press 1. If you want Calculon to double-check his paperwork, press 2. Enter now. You have pressed 2.
No, I didn't.
I'm almost positive you did.
I want an actual movie that does the joke from that episode, from that where you can choose the ending. The word, like, someone's attacking the city. Does Calculon help, or does he stay and finish his papers? I'm pretty sure you choose B. No, I didn't. I'm 50% sure he did. Because I know there are, quote, interactive movies that have done that. I mean, that's like basically what Telltale did during its later years. Which really sucked because when every Telltale game it's exactly the same, like interactive movie gameplay wise, after a while it just I get why Telltale went under because nobody wanted to buy their version of nobody wanted to buy the Telltale version of their favorite property when it's basically okay, here's the
Looks like I'm back in New York.
There's very few properties that I can think of where an interactive movie format would work. And for a lot of properties like that's basically all they were just all right, here's Game of Thrones, the Telltale game. Here's fucking Walking, like people like The Walking Dead. And I don't want to criticize it, but it's Walking Dead. There was Walking Dead. There was like Minecraft story mode.
The Wolf Among Us, Batman,
Well, yeah, and
Back to the Future.
oh yeah, Back to the Future. Well, Back to the Future at least was still in their point and click adventure style. Like that was still a point and click adventure, but the way the story was set up, for a lot of people, it felt like a fourth game, or not a fourth game, a fourth Back to the Future movie. It was good. Like I still like the Back to the Future Telltale game. But the problem is that after a while, that's like all they did was, okay, it worked for Walking Dead. We're going to copy this gameplay style for every game. And it would have at least been nice had they tried to do more point and click. Like go back for the discriminating crotch light speed briefs. I'm sorry, I love the slogan for the discriminating crotch.
Man, I gotta get me a pair of light speed briefs.
How was your power downtime?
Great, but toward the end of it, I was itching to get back to work.
Oh yeah, seriously. That's another thing that really does.
Excuse me.
Ooh,
Yeah.
jeez, that was just loud in my ear. There's a couple jokes in. I think I mentioned it. I mentioned it in like the first part. There are a few jokes that the episode cut of the game leaves out because they edit around it, but there's still some pretty funny gags. Although I love the fact that speaking of the episode cut, that version of the Futurama game actually completely cuts Leela's section of the game out, because her section of the game has so little to do with the larger story as a whole that it, like, the only part that we get for the episode version is the beginning and the end of her section. What was I saying before I actually brought it back to the game the game we're supposed to be commentating over? Rumpy, you remember what I was saying before I talked about the game?
I kind of blanked out. Talking about how great Sophie is.
No.
No. That's terrible. Be nice if you guys give me some positive attention once in a while.
Yeah, we could, but
No.
we could give you positive attention, but you don't have to lie to get that positive attention.
Or we could just not do it.
Yeah, or we could just not do it.
Will you do it now? No.
Shit, what was I talking about?
I kind of zoned out a minute.
It was something video game related, I feel, but I just don't remember what it was.
God.
I remember at one point I brought up the Luigi's Mansion remaster, and it's just saddening to me because they're charging $60 for that, and they're charging $60 for that, and with there being so little added to it, it does not need to be $60, because last year we got the Metroid Prime remaster, and Okay, now I remember what I was talking about. I was talking about something about Telltale games. I'll try to circle back around when I remember. Anyway, but yeah, it's upsetting to me that the Luigi's Mansion remaster is $60, and we had two amazing remasters last year. One for like we got the Metroid Prime remaster, which was damn good, and we got the Pikmin 1 and 2 collection.
Makes me want to get in even more.
I love that line. It's locked. Makes me want to get it even more. We got the Pikmin 1 and 2 remasters, which granted weren't really all that upgraded from the Wii versions. They just add the option to either play the game with motion controls or play the game with with the traditional controls that Pikmin has. Both of those remasters launched at $40. And in the case of Pikmin 1 and 2, you can get each game separately on the Switch digitally for $20. And it's like, okay, you have two remasters for $40 that actually change things. Like, I know Pikmin 2, all they really changed is like a lot of the licensed properties that you could collect the treasures of in Pikmin 2. They changed it because they no longer have the rights to those properties, which makes sense. But at least there, you're not paying $60 for one of those remasters. You're paying $20. You're paying $20 each, $40 altogether. And I like at the very least that with Pikmin 1 and 2, that's two games for $40, and that's a better example of they did not change enough to make it worth $40. The thing that makes Pikmin 1 and 2 less egregious to me than Luigi's Mansion is at least it's $20 per game. Yeah, it's still a bit much for a remaster, especially when you're not changing much, but $20 is better than spending $60 on something that literally...
I know I'm supposed to like robot women, but sometimes, well... You like human women? No, robot men. Oh.
I love that cutscene. Sorry, I had to shut up for a second to let that cutscene play because I love that cutscene, especially the second robot's reaction. It's like, oh.
Hey, nothing wrong with that, brother. Love is love.
Yeah, love is love, man. But yeah, no, it's something that's weird to me with Luigi's Mansion 3. Is like that it does not need to be $60. I mean, for me, even $40 seems like a bit much, but I would understand spending $40 on a Luigi's Mansion remaster that doesn't change anything, as opposed to $60, especially because the fucking Ice Mansion boss is still a pain in the ass, apparently. I have not gotten far enough in the remaster to get to that boss, but...
yeah, that ice boss kind of sucked.
Yeah, Moonsy has gotten to that boss, and she fully said, like, they did not change it at all, and the least they could have at least changed the boss to be less egregious.
Yeah.
Like, it really was just they did not change much. Ah, hell yeah, Mass Hypnosis Hour.
I love that show.
You know, they say it's the TV's #1 show. It's been going downhill since season 3. It's not a bad show, just season 3 just not as good since then.
I'm sure they'll pick it up in season 4.
I can use a chicken walk.
You mean season 5?
Oh.
Whew,
Oh man, am I that out of the loop?
Where all the swanky
Yeah.
pawn shops are.
Downtown, where all the swanky pawn shops are.
Ah, yes, the good stuff.
Anyway, going back to what I was saying with Telltale. I do feel like there are properties that would work well for the Telltale style. Hell, I think I mentioned in an earlier commentary that. Sorry, I'm trying to activate the infinite health code and failing. I actually think that it is impossible to activate it in this level. I also don't care. Anyway. But yeah, I mentioned in an earlier commentary that a lot of Doctor Who games just kind of generally suck. But I think what would have made for a good Doctor Who game is if when oh jeez, when Telltale Games was still around, it actually would have been a smart idea to give Telltale the rights to do a Doctor Who game in their basically an interactive movie style. Like that would have been one of the better ways to do a Doctor Who game, because that's basically what the Doctor Who adventure games did. Is each chapter was kind of its own standalone episode of the show, and that would probably be the best way to do it. It is basically, okay, we're gonna do it as like an interactive. We're gonna do it as an interactive movie. I mean, it just kind of sucks that a lot of the Telltale games just don't really have much gameplay outside of, okay, here's your like here's the choice. Do you want to side with this character or do you want to side with this character? Which makes it even funnier to me that when Netflix started doing their interactive movies, they actually got the Minecraft story mode and just removed any of the basically the QuickTime events from that game. Because that's the only gameplay that, I mean, there's walking around the levels, but essentially the only gameplay outside of choosing what decision you when the game gives you a decision, choosing what you want to do. Outside of that, there really is not much in Minecraft story mode. So I'm not surprised. If anything, I'm more surprised that Netflix didn't do any more Telltale, like adapt more Telltale games like that. Because I would have loved to see them do. It would have been cool to see them do like the Walking Dead Telltale games in that style. Get more people to experience that, because the story of the Walking Dead games is actually better than the AMC show.
Do you ever see the AMC show?
I watched most of season 1 when it first aired.
I watched the series, but I fell out after midway through season 4. I was picking up the comics at the time and leaning more towards that than the show.
Yeah. But yeah, it's kind of it would have been interesting to see Netflix get more Telltale games. It's also funny to me because the Minecraft games are the Minecraft story modes are delisted. The only official way to experience Minecraft story mode now is on Netflix, and they never did the season 2 of that on Netflix. So they only have season 1. So season 2 unless you downloaded it when it was available, season 2 was more or less completely delisted. I mean, there are ways to access it, but they're both less than legal and also just kind of
Stupid.
This toward my
less
college
stupid, more
education.
not really worth it. Because Minecraft Story Mode is just kind of meh. Like it's not bad. It's especially if you are a fan of Minecraft, but it's like the story is just kind of okay.
Hmm.
Got Patton Oswalt as the male version of the main character though.
Oh, that's cool.
Oh,
I
yeah.
like Patton Oswalt.
Oh yeah, and like I actually, because the character's name is Jesse, and before you start the game, you can choose whether or not Jesse is a boy or a girl. If you choose for Jesse to be male, they are voiced by Patton Oswalt, and Patton Oswalt gives a fine enough performance. Like the Minecraft Story Mode isn't bad. It's just like it's just kind of okay.
Hmm.
It's also funny because season 1 is 8 episodes long, and the main story is wrapped up in the first 4 episodes. So the second half of that season is just kind of the main characters. The second half of season 1 is basically the main character just kind of dicking around. Although, like, one of the episodes is this big grand murder mystery episode where they got fucking Captain Sparkles to actually play himself, and they even got like his Minecraft avatar from when he used to do Minecraft videos. So it was kind of funny to see, like, oh, here's Captain Sparkles and he's in an official Minecraft thing. But yeah, like the main story of Minecraft Story Mode just kind of ends after episode 4, and then they just kind of dick around doing just random fucking Minecraft bullshit. I don't even know what like season 2 was, because season 2 was just kind of weird. Although, speaking of Telltale, I actually own a physical copy of one of the Telltale games, and it's the Guardians of the Galaxy Telltale game. But it was it's one of those where the only episode that is available on the disc is just episode 1. So you have to download the other 4 episodes, and I did not get a PlayStation 4 until after the after the game was already released. Oh, also, I had to be sure that I showed that off, but that was one of my favorite things. They change it in the episode version, but yeah, Fry robs the place in the episode, whereas in the actual game, he does go up there and get the engine back. Outside of cutting out like general gameplay section, I don't know why I hang so long on the fucking end screens. But outside of the cutting out gameplay sections, this is like one of the major things that they change. Anyway, that is the end of the part. We will see you next time when we start vendors section. Ooh.
Oh yeah, come on, baby.
Oh yeah.